I almost lost my daughter because the doctors wouldn't listen to me. She was only 2 years old when I noticed something wasn't right. Her breathing was off and she kept holding her chest. The ER doctor barely looked at her. "It's just a cold," he said, handing me children's Tylenol. "Kids get sick all the time." He didn't even check her temperature or listen to her test, just glanced at her from across the room. But my gut screamed that something was wrong. That night, her lips started turning slightly blue. I rushed back to the hospital, terrified. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely drive. "You're being an anxious parent," they said. "She's fine." They tried sending us home again. The nurse rolled her eyes when I started crying. One even suggested I should stop Googling symptoms and let professionals do their job. This time, I refused to leave. I planted myself in that waiting room and demanded a different doctor. They threatened to call security, but I wouldn't budge. I sat there for 6 hours straight, watching my daughter get worse by the minute. Finally, a young resident took one look at her, and everything changed. "Get her into trauma now," she shouted. My daughter's heart was failing. She had a rare condition that was crushing her lungs. If we'd waited even a few more hours, they airlifted her to a specialist hospital. The surgeon later told me, "Your stubbornness saved her life." She's 10 now, healthy and strong. But I learned something that day. Sometimes being a difficult parent is exactly what your child needs.
What did your parents say to you as a kid that still affects you today? I was 7 when my dad looked me dead in the eyes and said, "The world won't care if you're tired. Never let them see you cry." I took those words to heart. When my grandma died, didn't cry. When I broke my arm in football, not a tear. When my first girlfriend cheated, nothing. I became known as the robot in high school, the emotionless one, the guy who could take anything, and I was proud of it, until last month. I'm a firefighter now, and we responded to an apartment fire. Found a little boy hiding in his closet, terrified. As I carried him out, he suddenly grabbed my arm. "Wait, my sister is still inside." My blood ran cold. We'd already cleared that entire floor. There was no sister. His mother rushed over as I set him down, tears streaming down her face. She hugged him tight and whispered, "It's okay, baby. You can cry. Your father was wrong. Boys don't have to be strong all the time." My stomach dropped. The kid looked up at me, still trembling, and said, "My dad always said crying is for babies, but he's not here anymore." I broke down right there, in front of my whole crew. 20 years of locked up tears came flooding out. Called my dad that night, told him everything. There was a long silence. Then I heard him crying for the first time in my life. "Son," he choked out, "I've been trying to find a way to tell you. That was the worst advice I ever gave. I was repeating what my old man said to me. Spent my whole life being strong, and all it did was make me miss out on really living."
Overheard my husband and mother-in-law planning to give one of our twins to my infertile sister-in-law as a birthday gift, so I ghosted him, filed for divorce, and moved to a different city to protect my babies. I'm 28. I thought I married the sweetest man alive. Mike fed me when I skipped lunch, drove an hour in the snow just so I wouldn't walk to the bus, even bought me a shirt once when he noticed holes in mine. He knew I came from nothing. Drug-addicted parents, no family, no safety net. With him, I finally felt loved. But I never expected his family to become my nightmare. From the start, his mother refused to shake my hand. His sister Kayla looked me up and down like I was dirt. At dinner, they ignored me and showed Mike bikini photos of his ex. His mom sneered, "As if someone like you knows anything about art." I smiled through it. Later, his dad pulled me aside and said he respected me. That tiny kindness kept me going. The insults only got worse. Kayla ruined my birthdays with fake emergencies, sent me texts calling me a pig, told Mike I was after his money. At her wedding, she banned me. Mike refused to go unless I was invited. I wore a pink gown. Guests complimented me. Kayla accused me of trying to upstage the bride. By year 4, I stopped going to their family dinners. Mike supported me, but his mom hissed I was too disrespectful to marry in. Mike proposed anyway. I said yes with tears in my eyes. Kayla lost it, demanded Mike get a prenup, called me a gold digger. I shocked her. "I'll sign it. I don't want his money." Mike refused. He knew I was marrying him for love. But even after the wedding, the poison continued. When I posted simple gym selfies, Kayla and his mom told him I must be cheating. One night, he actually asked me. I stared at him, broken. He apologized, but the trust cracked. Still, I fought for our marriage. And 3 months ago, I found out I was pregnant, with twins. Mike was over the moon. He insisted on a big family announcement. I begged to keep it small, but he wanted to share the joy. So, at dinner, we stood up and told everyone. His relatives cheered. His mom and Kayla, stone faces. Then Kayla burst into tears, locked herself in the bathroom. She screamed that I should have asked her permission before announcing. His mom called me selfish. That night, Mike said he even apologized to Kayla for upsetting her. Guilt crushed me. I messaged her. I apologized, and for the first time ever, she was kind. She said she wanted to move forward. She even offered to host my baby shower. I thought maybe, just maybe, things were changing. Flowers started arriving, sweet texts, check-ins. Suddenly, the people who hated me were showering me with love. I ignored the pit in my stomach, telling me it felt fake. Then came the baby shower, and for a while, it was perfect. Decorations, games, laughter. Kayla had done everything right. Guests told me I was glowing. For the first time in years, I felt accepted. Until I went to the bathroom. Walking back, I froze. In the hallway, Mike and his mother were whispering furiously. His mom hissed, "Have you told her yet? The twins will be here soon. Kayla needs hers by her birthday." My blood went cold. Mike muttered, "Not yet. She'll lose it if I say it now." His mom snapped, "You already agreed." One of the babies goes to Kayla. No excuses, I couldn't breathe. They weren't celebrating my pregnancy. They were plotting to give away one of my children, our baby, as a gift. I pressed my hand to my stomach, shaking. My husband, the man who once fed me when I was starving, was now ready to hand over our child like a party favor. I wanted to scream, to tear into that hallway and expose them both, but I didn't. Not yet. I walked back into the shower, smiled for the cameras, let them take photos of me cutting cake, all while inside, I was already gone. Because that day, I realized something terrifying. I couldn't trust my husband, I couldn't trust his family, and if I stayed, I'd lose my babies. So now, every time I look at Mike, I pretend. I smile, I nod, but inside, I'm planning. Planning the moment he'll wake up to find me and our twins gone forever. And this time, he'll never find us.
I took my daughter to dance class, and the mom moms got me banned for being creepy until they learned the truth. When my wife deployed overseas, I became a full-time dad to our 4-year-old Emma. She begged to take ballet, so I signed her up at the local dance studio. The first day, I sat with other parents to watch. 2 moms moved their chairs away, others kept glancing and whispering. Even my sister-in-law pretended not to know me. I focused on Emma, twirling in her pink tutu, beaming with joy. After class, the studio owner pulled me aside. She said moms were uncomfortable with a man watching young girls dance and suggested I wait in my car. My sister-in-law stood behind her, nodding. I showed her a photo of Emma and me, then pulled up my wife's military service page. The owner's face turned red, but I wasn't done. I explained how my daughter cried for dance lessons for months, how I worked extra shifts to afford her tutu, how her mom video calls every week to hear about dance class. Then I asked my sister-in-law if she'd tell her deployed sister why Emma quit dancing. The next day, the studio posted new rules. All parents must be allowed to watch their children. Those uncomfortable could wait in their cars. 3 moms pulled their kids out, but 5 new families joined, including 2 other dads. My sister-in-law apologized and now sits with me during class. Now Emma has even more friends to dance with, and I get to watch every single twirl just like her mom would want.